Hello everyone, welcome to the English 7th class. Today, we're going to study your Module 5 of Quarter 4. This is Teacher Rebecca L. Binlod, your English 7th teacher. Before anything else, make yourself comfortable in your home. Get your ballpen, module, and of course, your answer sheet. Okay, let's get started. Our lesson focuses on this. Discover the conflicts presented in literary selections and the need to resolve those conflicts in the non-violent ways. In this lesson, you are expected to learn this. For your knowledge, identify the types of conflict in the selection. For your skills, compare and contrast between external and internal conflicts and their subcategories. And for your attitudes, you have to practice meekness and open-mindedness, and the values show optimism in life. Now, let's energize our minds by solving this puzzle. Okay, this puzzle is revealing the secret word. Look at the illustration. Let's help our friend Candy to find the secret word by finding the animals in the meadow. This will answer the problem on what element of the story that involves the struggle of two opposing forces. Okay, your time starts now. Did you find these animals? We have cat, owl, nightingale, frog, lion, iguana, cow, tarsier. Try to get the initial letters of these animals. What do you think is the secret word? You get it right! The word is conflict. You're so amazing! There you are! So, our topic is types of conflict in literature. Let's have a glimpse of the past, particularly our heroes who fought for us to win back our freedom, the freedom that we are enjoying today, right? Let's remember them by looking these pictures. Who are they? Do you still remember him? Who is this? Yes, you've got it right! Lapu-Lapu versus Ferdinand Magellan. How about this picture? Here is a strong and a courageous man. Correct! Andres Bonifacio against the Spaniards. This picture shows a woman of strong conviction to fight. Very good! Gabriela Silang against the Spaniards. This picture shows a man of patriotism and bravery. That's it! General Antonio Luna against the Japanese soldiers. If you are going to choose for a hero or a heroine, who you will be and why? Think it over. Okay, let's proceed to activity 1. Directions: study the pictures. Answer the given questions afterwards. We have illustration A. Then, we have illustration B. Your time starts now. Here are the questions. Number 1. Is there conflict shown in the picture? 2. What was the reason of their conflict? 3. Compare the two conflicts shown in the pictures. Let's analyze. What is a conflict? Why is there a conflict? What are the two opposing forces in the conflict? What are the two types of conflicts? What are they? In literature, conflict is a literary element that involves the struggle between two opposing forces, usually the protagonist and the antagonist. Let's talk the two opposing forces. One is the protagonist. This is the center character or the leading figure in poetry, narrative, novel, or any other story. A protagonist is sometimes a hero to the audience or readers, while antagonist is the character or a group of characters who stands in opposition to the protagonist. It is common to refer to an antagonist as a villain or the bad guy against whom a hero or a good boy fights in order to save himself or others. This time, let's talk about the types of conflict. First, we have the internal conflict. This is the struggle that takes place in the character's mind, not a visual or tangible opposition. A character dealing with his own mixed feelings or emotions. Under the internal conflict, we have character versus self. This is an internal conflict which is often referred to as character versus self because the struggle is inside one's head. So example here in the picture, a character may have to decide between right or wrong or between two solutions to a problem. Another type of conflict is external conflict. This is a struggle between a character and the outside force. Characters may face several types of outside forces. The outside force may be another character, or it may be a character and or his or her community or society. Another subcategories of external conflict is character versus character. This is mostly seen in the form of two characters against each other, and it can be a battle between two ideas. Example here in the picture is Lapu-Lapu versus Magellan. Another subcategories of external conflict is character versus nature or environment. Environment defined as anything surrounding a person. This can include weather, objects, or activities. Basically, anything external except people. So look at the picture how the Filipino fishermen struggle against the big waves. Another subcategories of external conflict is character versus society. In societies and communities, there are a set of laws and rules that he must abide by. Some of these rules are enforced by laws, and some are social rules that are a code of behavior. He must follow these rules and laws in order to avoid conflict within his or her own community.
Andres Bonifacio was arrested by Spanish soldiers due to his insubordination to Spanish laws in the Philippines. So we have Bonifacio versus the Spanish-run societies.
Another external conflict is character versus supernatural. The main character resists forces that are not of this world. He or she may battle monsters or strange creatures with magical powers. An example here, Matay versus the pig-like vampire. Matay is the first Filipino vampire slayer according to history. We have the last subcategory of external conflict. We have character versus technology. The main character resists technological forces. He or she may battle cellular phones or computers, or he or she may just struggle to accept or use the technology of the changing world. We have here example, the famous Filipino painter Fernando Amorzolo resisted to use robots in painting. So we have Amorzolo versus robot. Tell me what you have learned about types of conflicts by answering the following exercises. Get your modules and answer sheets. All your activities are there. Okay, we have letter A, directions. Read each scenario below. Identify the subcategory of the conflict in the literature. Choose your answer from the word pool. Write the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. Here is the word pool. You will choose your answer here.
A. Character versus character. B. Character versus nature. C. Character versus society. D. Character versus supernatural. E. Character versus technology. Okay, we have number 1. A grade 7 student who competes in the essay writing contest with the 30 participating schools. Okay, let's proceed. Number 2. A young African-American girl who goes to a white elementary school at the onset of the civil rights movement. Number 3. A little boy who is afraid of the thunderstorm and lightning. Number 4. A policeman who comes face to face with a criminal who killed his father. 5. A college student who loses interest in his studies and is hooked with cellular phone. Let's read letter B. Directions: read each sentence below, write the type of conflict and its subcategory that relates to the given sentences. So we have the type of conflict and then the subcategory. Internal, character versus self. External, character versus character. Character versus society. Character versus nature. Character versus supernatural. And character versus technology. So here are the sentences. Number 1, John does not like the way Paul speaks to him. 2, Mateo was frustrated with himself for forgetting his wallet. 3, the campers had to brace the freezing cold in the mountains. 4, Luke's computer games control his life. 5, Mark was wrecked by a storm in the sea. We have another exercise, letter C. Let's read. Read each sentence carefully. Identify the protagonist, antagonist, and the subcategory of conflict. We have number 1. Jacob has a problem with termites. 2. A witch confronts Jigo and his friends. 3. Magdalene has an internal struggle with her own self. 4. Linda is competing against Bruce. 5. Ruth bypasses the security measures on her computer system. Yay! We are almost done! So let's try to answer our assessment. So we have here the directions. Read each situation below. Write the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. Number 1. Tommy was late to the concert since the road was flooded and he had to take a detour. What type of conflict is this? A. Internal conflict. B. External conflict. C. Fraternal conflict. D. Mental conflict. Think it over. Next, number 2. Angela is having the time of her life on a cruise ship with food and fun all around here. Just as she is preparing for a limbo competition, the ship crashes into an iceberg which punches the hull and causes the ship to sink. Identify the type of conflict. A. Character versus nature. B. Character versus society. C. Character versus technology. D. Character versus character. Think it over. Next. Number 3. Husband hit Andrew with a ball on a purpose. This is an example of A. Internal conflict. B. External conflict. C. Fraternal conflict. D. Mental conflict. Think it over. Number 4. After breaking her mother's favorite vase, Cassie struggles to decide whether she should tell her mother the truth or hide her mistakes. What type of conflict is presented? A. Character versus nature. B. Character versus society. C. Character versus technology. D. Character versus self. What do you think is the answer? 5. Ella and her family transferred to a new house, but they later knew that the house was inhabited by bad spirits. What type of conflict is this? A. Character versus nature. B. Character versus supernatural. C. Character versus technology. D. Character versus self. Okay, answer all these in your module and in your answer sheets. Okay,
I know you're fan of telestory and movies, right? So, let's come to your assignment. Before ending this lesson, let me share to you some words to ponder by Kenneth Clough. That goes, every conflict we face in life is rich with positive and negative potential. It can be a source of inspiration, enlightenment, learning, transformation, and growth. Or rage, fear, shame, entrapment, and resistance. The choice is not up to our opponents, but to us and our willingness to face and work through them. So we could say, be positive in every situation in life. Let's learn to find positive things in this pandemic. Be strong and prayerful all the times. Thank you for participating. Be safe and God bless. This is Teacher Beck. See you next meeting. Goodbye.